to license it.
Meep meep.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. I'm Andrew, and this is part 2 of my recent big mail haul. This is the car haul of 2 big eBay auctions that I won in mid-April and was just able to pick up recently. And I'm going to show these to you based on the brand of the cars that I got. There's quite a mix in here. Beginning with the Maisto brand, which is an international, globally marketed company based in Hong Kong these days. And I'm not going to handle every single car that there is. I'll put the names and some of the dates up here for you. And if you see something that is of particular interest to you in this video, put it in the comments below and put a timestamp with that. For instance, I saw 2 Mini Coopers at 1 minute 32 second mark, and love to see you do a restoration on those, Andrew, and I'll see what I can do. There's quite a few to go through, and these are my favorites. My strategy has been to go to eBay, and I have discovered early on in this hobby that it's much more affordable to buy cars in a large lot. And the winning bid on this one, I showed you the eBay page at the very beginning, was 139 cars for a total of 23 euros. And if you're too tired to do the math, I will let you know that works out to be a little less than 20 cents per car. And you can't do much better than that. And they're not in perfect condition. I don't want them to be. It's a makeover channel. As a matter of fact, the rougher they look, like this Testarossa when I start, the bigger the transformation when I finish. And so they're in various degrees of condition with paint chips and worn out tires. Some of them are missing tires. It's the condition that I like to get them in. And that's the fun part of the hobby for me. Here come the Welly cars, and Welly is a die-cast factory company since 1979, also located in China here. And at the beginning of the 80s, Welly produced mostly the 1/64 scale cars, and then they found a larger market with the bigger scale cars, and you will see that I actually got some of those in these winning auction lots, so stay tuned for some more Wellies coming up in a different section. I've only worked on one. In fact, it was a Lamborghini, like this one. Mine was a Huracan. This is a Murciélago, and I like the Welly cars. As a matter of fact, they might not be so well known to you in America, but I seem to have come up with a bunch of them here. You don't get to pick and choose the cars in a big lot. You get a couple of pictures. I showed you those at the beginning as well, and you can zoom in and, oh, there's a Ferrari, there's a couple of Jaguars that I want to have, but you get what you get. And I got a variety of really good finds. Quite pleased with these. Are 2 big winning lots. I've thrown them all together today. And I got helicopters and airplanes and some of the plastic Disney cars. Those will end up being given away at the end, but the ones I'm displaying here in this video and handling for you are the ones that I'll put on the hobby bench and go to work on. So these are Majorette. It's a French toy company. Very popular in Europe. Sometimes they've been called the French Matchbox Company. So French cars, like this CITROEN, are popular with them. And the Corgi models, well known to the UK viewers today, but this starts with another French model, another CITROEN. I've worked on just a couple of Corgis. Corgi Juniors is a branch of that, and this one slashed up. Looks like it was owned by a young Edward Scissorhands. That'll require a little extra sanding and filing. Nice lines on the Jaguar. And this is the very first London double-decker bus. I've been looking for one of these, and I was surprised I didn't actually remember that it was part of the lot. Again, it was so many months ago that I won this, and I had to wait for the borders between Switzerland, where I live, and Germany, where I keep an international mailing address, to open. So I just got them, and it was Christmas in June this week. Quite excited to have a good inventory now. There's some familiar Dodge wreck trucks. I'd call that a tow truck when I was in Canada. And I've seen lots of you do restorations on those BP trucks. I've owned a couple of real full-size Beamers, and they're great driving cars, and I like the detail on these Matchboxes. Maybe one of my favorites of all the manufacturers. This is a 1:59 scale. So that'll get a new coat of paint and maybe a wheel swap. Now, all of the extra cars that I got that aren't displayed in this video on the hobby bench, I've now got a pretty good box full, what I call the boneyard. So I finally have some donor windshields and tops and doors and little pieces like that that I won't have to try to manufacture myself anymore. Isn't that nice? The R8. Can't wait to go to work on this one. And here is a car I'm handling now that is very special because I have already posted that this will be Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeover car number 50, which I wanted to be a special car, and who doesn't love a Ferrari 308 GTB? I actually have these in a couple of different makes now, but I've chosen the Matchbox, and it's now in my possession, and after this video, that'll be the next project. Still in Matchbox, these are the cars of yesteryear, and they really don't require a lot of makeover because they're fairly new. But I could have some fun with some color changes and some things like that, maybe. Those will be special projects that I'll put off to the side for a rainy day. You see, they're slightly larger scale and fine detail. Those are really nice. Hot Wheels is the brand that I grew up with as a boy in Canada, so these are the ones with which I'm most familiar and maybe have the most memories for me. And I was really lucky and happy when I got home and tore through these couple of boxes of cars to find so many muscle cars from my youth. And I'm going to have a terrific time doing some makeovers here. Look at these. That's a Pontiac GTO. That's sort of the quintessential muscle car out of America. Cheech and Chong would be happy with this lowrider, custom 59 Cadillac. Beautiful. Another Ferrari. Listen, you're here because you share a same interest and probably a passion for die-cast cars, just like me. And aren't we all just little boys and girls who haven't grown up yet? We played with these as kids, and now we're having fun handling them and making them over again. And it's the nostalgia part that got me into this hobby, because almost every one of these holds a memory of me and my orange Hot Wheels track, or out in the sandbox with a dump truck or a cement mixer model. And wouldn't you love to wake up and see a Lambo in your driveway for real? Ha, I am dreaming. fell in love with Corvettes as a little boy, and this is the reason. C6, there's a newer model. Boy, Corvette has kept them looking cool though, haven't they? Alright, UK fans, I've got, I think, 4 or 5 nice Lotuses now. And a whole bunch of Ferraris. I like the exotics, gotta be honest. I am so excited to get at these. This obviously will keep me going for a long, long time. That's what my wife tells me. No more stopping at flea markets. Of course I will. Now this is a blister pack of 5 new Hot Wheels. They're called Exotics. So they're brand new. But because of the very good price on these, I thought, you know what, I could do well with just using the wheels off of these, because the whole package comes cheaper than a set of 5 wheels would have by far. So, for financial reasons, these might be cut and chopped a little bit. Maybe not. Or customized with some paint and decals. It's all up to your imagination, isn't it? It's a hobby. These are toys. It's supposed to be fun. There's no right and wrong in how you do it. I don't think I've done true restorations yet. Everything gets modified, customized a little bit. A nice caddy, El Mirage. And that's my Hot Wheels. That's most of them. There are others that wouldn't fit on the bench. And in this eBay lot, 2 big winning lots. Again, you don't pick and choose, so the seller threw in a couple of these larger scale models, and I thought, wow, the detail. I've never been into 138s and 124 scales, but now that I've got a couple of them by chance in these winning bids, it's heavy. The detail is exquisite, and they're Ferraris. So I could slip one of these into a future makeover video. I hope you wouldn't mind if I did that, because it's caught my attention now. And I don't know that I'll make the full crossover, but here you see what a dozen or so of these that I've got out, and I'll certainly be making future projects out of these. And it looks like I'm turning into a Ferrari man. I'm really a Porsche enthusiast at heart. I own one and I drive one, but I could cross over. I'm never going to own a Ferrari in real life, but next best thing, if you know the hobby and you love cars like I do, you love them in all sizes, right? So here's a pretty good start on my larger scale models. If you're going to drive a smart car, strap yourself into a roadster and be super cool. And here's the Welly in a larger size. Remember I told you Welly found a larger market when they went to the bigger scale models. They still produce the 1-64s, but there's a lot of YouTube enthusiasts who are working with Maistos and Majorettes and Wellys in this scale. They're model builders. So I have found myself attracted to those websites, and I subscribe to all kinds of different makeover channels. And my subscription rate is growing with these 1-36s and 1-24s. missing a cabrio top on that. So you've seen, these are banged up. There's paint chips, there's broken mirrors, and missing tires. So I'll do my best. Whoa! That's a bold fashion statement. Kinsmart is a brand name I bet you don't know. And I discovered 4 or 5 Kinsmart model die casts in various sizes. Not as high a quality as the Maistos and the Matchboxes. And we went from large scale to really super duper miniatures, but how cute is that? Meep. Minis and Beetles. You can't say no. And these are in the box. They came in the mail, so alright. You gotta have good eyes. And surgeons' hands to work on these little babies. And I live in Switzerland, and Germany is next door, our big brother neighbor, and Siku is a German die-cast manufacturer, and I might risk saying that I think of all the die-cast companies, the quality of the Sikos is right at the top. Almost all of them have opening doors, bonnets or boots. Look at this classic Mercedes 250. They're lovely cars, and I've been scouring for Sikus for a friend of mine. And now I'm going to be able to put a nice little package together in the mail. Look at the suicide doors on the Citroen. Isn't that a beautiful shaped car? Oh, you have to just love holding these. They're heavier. Most of them are metal casting and metal bases. Now watch this. You recognize the model? Gull wing doors? Yeah. Gotta find a tire for that one. Ooh. So nice. Look inside. I got a city. I have an idea for this. Soon as I saw it and picked it up, you know what I'm going to do with this one day? Yeah, I am Beatles fan #1. Visited Liverpool. I went on the Magical Mystery Tour. Saw where John, Paul, George, and Ringo were born, and the church where John Lennon, Paul McCartney. It was fantastic. So I'll make that into a Beatles tour bus. What a great variety of car makes and models and colors and themes. I thought this was a taxi when I picked it up first time. It's a police car. And Siku has a wide range of farm equipment and long-haul tractor trailers too. I'm going to have a great time. But this is my favorite part because I'm a Porsche guy at heart, and so these are all makes and models, but they're all Porsche mark. So we've got Sikus and Wellys and Maistos and all kinds of brands. And these go into their own special box, and I want to develop my skills to the point where I can do these justice, because I think every Porsche is just supremely beautiful. And I'm lucky to live where I live, the Stuttgart, and the Porsche Museum is just a couple of hours up the Autobahn, straight north of Basel, Switzerland, where I live. So I visited Zuffenhausen, is actually the suburb of Stuttgart. And my wife comes from Austria, and the little village of Gmünd, Austria, is where Ferdinand Porsche actually started productions before World War II. And there's a really interesting little Porsche museum in that village, on that site, that's worth a visit too. Watch me flip this over, and this is on España, from Spain. Goodwill is the model maker. Never heard of it before. Somebody blew the doors right off of that one. But showing you that in Europe, there's all kinds of brands. And that's my particular, that's what I drive. I have a Boxster. in the driveway, so that's fun to see. There's the Tower of Power now, all in different organized boxes, and I'm coming to the end. I hope you're still with me at this point. And this is a package that came from a subscriber who gave me a heads up and said, I'm putting something in the mail for you and hope you will enjoy it. And it arrived after the initial mail pickup that I was able to do this past Tuesday, but now the borders are open, and I went back the other day, I think Friday, and this was waiting for me, Norm, and so I want to say a very special thank you. I did read that card that was in there. I just edited that out and got to the opening of this special package of exotics. All right, Corgis. A 348. That's in beautiful shape. A Hot Wheels. 355. If a Ferrari's not red, you can make it yellow. Another Hot Wheels. Interesting to compare. You know, you saw a couple of Lambo Murciélagos from Maisto, and then from Welly, and another Lambo from Maisto. They're similar, but they have little differences in the detail, and so this little bubble pack was just filled. And I was told this is a very special, sentimental Opel GT, so trust me, they're going to be handled very carefully and specially. Ooh, Shelby Cobra. Did you see Ford versus Ferrari? You know the Carroll Shelby story. Such a classic muscle. Oh, there's another one. His and hers, red and blue. Pop the hood open on that. That's American muscle. Oh my. I am absolutely in heaven. What a great mail haul and car haul. You can never have too many Ferraris. I think that's just a credo of mine. And the sender said, I'm putting a lowrider Impala in there. That's a little different than what he's seen me do before, but all right, I'll go to work on that. One more, I think. That's the Ford versus Ferrari GT Le Mans edition. Because this is such a special lot of cars, I'm putting them aside, not to never be touched again, but just so I don't get them mixed up with all the others. The card remains private between he and I. Generosity and kindness like that can only come from a fellow Canadian. Thank you, my brother. Here's some of the leftovers. I'll just call that the boneyard bin. There's my wheels and windshields and roll bars and steering wheels. They're all much needed spare parts that I can finally access. Freely you have received, freely give. This box is filled with Sikus and a Darda and a Schuko model for a friend of German descent. That's going in the mail this week. Thank you for sticking with me this long through this car haul video. One more thing I want you to know. What I'm all about here on this channel is having fun. It's a hobby, and I sure have a great time reliving childhood memories. And to ensure that my makeover cars get a second life, when I'm finished, I put them in a little gift bag like this, and they go to my local Goodwill store, where I got some of them originally. That's what I'm about, and I hope you're okay with that. I'm sure you will be. Thanks for watching today. Give this video a thumbs up, won't you? And come back again real soon. It's coffee time.